Hi, in this video we're going to talk about the inverse tangent function. So again, you're probably by now familiar with the inverse sine and inverse cosine, but a function is going to have an inverse only if it's a one-to-one. Tangent is not, just like all the other trigonometric functions, but if we restrict the domain, we will be able to come up with the resulting part that's going to be one-to-one. So for tangent, what we do is we select this portion. It's going to be a one-to-one relationship here. So on this interval, our domain is going to be an open interval from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, and the range is going to go from negative infinity to infinity. So for the inverse tangent, the domain is going to be from negative infinity to infinity, and the range is going to be from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. And that's what the graph's going to look like. All right. Start with easy problems. An inverse tangent of 1. Where does the at what angle is the value of tangent equal 1? That's going to be pi over 4. That falls on our interval, and we're good with that. Where does the value of tangent equal square root of 3 over 2? I'm sorry, square root of 3 over 3. That's going to be at pi over 6. Again, it's on the desired interval. Where is tangent equal negative square root of 3? That's going to happen at negative pi over 3, and again it's on the interval from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Let's take a look at the compositions. So inverse tangent of pi over 7. Well, as you've seen before sine cosine, let's investigate pi over 7. Is that going to work? Yes, it will, because it's between negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. What about negative 2 pi over 5? So you do inverse tangent of negative 2 pi over 5. Is negative 2 pi over 5 an acceptable answer? Yes, it does not go to the, it's not less than negative pi over 2, so it's an acceptable answer. And now let's take a look at the compositions. An inverse tangent of negative 4 pi over 7. As before, you need to be careful. It is often a desire to look at that and say, oh, I know it's going to be negative 4 pi over 7, but it's not always the case, because negative 4 pi over 7, negative 4 pi over 7 is actually going to be less than pi over 2, and it's not going to be acceptable. So to understand this better, let's see. So if we look at negative 4 pi over 7, which is going to be somewhere here, right? What's another value that's going to be, that's going to fall in the interval? It's going to be another value here, correct? So again, negative 4 pi over 7 is here. We have some value, because negative 4, actually, hold on, negative 4 pi over 7 is less than, is greater than negative pi, so we're going to be over here. So somewhere over here. So we're looking for a value that's going to be there, okay? And that's going to be actually 3 pi over 7. So it's going to be positive 3 pi over 7. The way you can come up with that is going to be pi plus negative 4 pi over 7. It's a little bit easier with tangent, because for tangent period is pi, and on that interval there is only one unique value for every angle. 4 pi over 3. Well, 4 pi over 3 exceeds pi over 2. It was meant to be negative pi over 2. 4 pi over 3 is greater than pi over 2. So what can you do? Well, you can work with pi and say, well, let me then do pi minus that angle. And that's going to give us pi over 3. So the answer here is going to be pi over 3. Pi over 3 falls on the interval. Again, if you look at the graph, we're working with 4 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3 is somewhere here, right? So we need to find another angle. It's going to be somewhere on this interval. And negative 3 pi over 8, well, negative 3 pi over 8 is actually on our interval that we want, so in this case we're fine, and we're going to use negative 3 pi over 8. Okay, that's it.